Pep Guardiola has agreed a one-year contract extension to 2026 with the option of a further year until 2027. How are you reacting to this news? Get your likes and get your comments in down below. What does this mean for your club? If you're a City fan, you're going to be over the moon. If you're a rival fan like myself and Arsenal especially, then I guess it's another year of pain and struggle, isn't it? This is, of course, reacting to the news that yesterday The Athletic broke the story that Pep Guardiola is staying. Instantly, that caused a lot of debate. If we look back at Guardiola's time so far, since 2016, I mean, it's littered with success everywhere, as we know, right? So far, it's 9 years, 18 trophies, averaging 2 trophies a year, 6 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, a Champions League, a Super Cup, and a Club World Cup. Not bad, is it, for a manager? And this current deal, the 53-year-old, it will be 10 years if he stays till the end of 2026. And he's potentially looking at maybe another year after that. So this comes on the back of rife, if you want to call it that, speculation around his future, especially with the England job that was up for grabs that is now firmly in Thomas Tuchel's hands. But I actually find this interesting because I spoke to Guillaume Balaguer on DR Sports when we were at SoccerX in Amsterdam in May. And again, it was coming up to entering Guardiola's final season. And I said, would he stay? Would he go? And he said, there's only a few jobs that he'd leave for. One of them would be the England job. One of them would be the Portugal job. And one would be the Brazil job. These are the 3 clubs he said to me on the interview, right? Which you can go back and watch. And at the time, I agreed with him. I think after 10 years in club football with Man City, before that he was obviously at Barcelona and then Bayern Munich, I think that would have probably have been, let's say, 20 years by the end of this one of by the end of maybe 2027 of club football. And I can definitely see Pep Guardiola managing a national team. I think that's the natural transition as he evolves into the latter stages of his life, which, you know, he's still technically quite young, right? Let's not forget, straight after playing, he was in there as a manager, recreating the game, you know, as we know it today. So these are all the positives, right? For City fans, you're obviously going to be over the moon. Who else would you want? You know, he's backed massively by the board, as we know. He is one of the best managers of all time, and it's a great advantage for the Premier League to secure him for another year. The other side of things, you know, as a rival fan, it's another year, as I said, of pain, potentially. Man City could go on and win their 7th Premier League title this season, maybe even 8th next season. And then if you're staying another year, technically you've still got 2.5 more years potentially of Guardiola. And as an Arsenal fan, as a Liverpool fan especially, you know, we could have had 3 or 4 more Premier Leagues if Pep Guardiola wasn't around. What he's done from really the grassroots up in every country that he's worked in is transformed the game. He's almost transcended the sport a little bit. He's become so iconic with success and, you know, managing such amazing players, big moments. Hasn't necessarily dominated Europe as he would have liked to, but he still does have that big ears in the cabinet. So from a rival fan, annoying, frustrating, because now you've still got to put up with Pep and his, you know, the powers that be behind him. But that's the positive and the negatives from a City and a rival fan perspective. But one of the interesting observations, as we know, Manchester City are currently undergoing a very long and drawn out process of a court case, which involves 115 charges, as we know. Is this maybe a nod towards the future? Do Manchester City maybe know something about this court case that we don't? Is this, guys, we're about to sign Guardiola for another year, and it's looking good in the courts right now. We might get away with the points deduction. So that means Arteta, Pep is staying. What does this mean for a rival fan? If you're looking at this, are you thinking, well, that's them, you know, not getting a points deduction? And for someone like a Liverpool and Arsenal, to actually win the league, you could do with all the help you could get. So a points deduction for City would be perfect from a rival fan's point of view. But to me, this might be an indication that actually Manchester City are going to come away without a scratch on their face, legally speaking. Pep Guardiola in the past has joked about, you know, if City did get relegated to the Championship, if they were in League One, he'd still be there because how much he loves the club. His family is settled, as they would be after 9 years of living somewhere. Um, and I don't think that's true. I think if City did go into the Championship, maybe you wouldn't see Pep around so much anymore. But this, I would say, is a massive boost for Manchester City, knowing that these court cases are due to be finishing around January, February. There's a couple of situations that could happen. One is they get the points deduction, Liverpool or Arsenal win the title, and Pep goes again next season in his final year, which could obviously be extended another year. The other option is City win the court case. Imagine that boost in January, February time for City going into the business end of the season. So it could work in City's favour. And actually, as I said, from a rival's point of view, this is making me a little bit nervous that Man City might actually win in their court case and not have to face any repercussions. So that's just one angle I'm looking at it from. Again, let me know what you think. What does this mean for that court case? Are they totally unrelated? Should you separate them, the two pieces of news? Um, and will it give Manchester City, even this season, that boost going into a period where they've actually lost 4 games in a row for the first time in Pep's history at Manchester City? Will this news now give them a massive boost going into the weekend? And then let's not forget they go to Anfield a week on Sunday as well. So how are you reacting to this news? Let us know. It was confirmed by the Athletic last night. It will be confirmed shortly in a video, I assume, by the club Manchester City. But at the minute, Pep, 9 years into the tenure, has won it all, and he could continue to win that even more throughout the next 2.5 years if he extends that extra year on top. And as I said, the only clubs, or maybe Barcelona and Bayern Munich, would be an attractive option to Pep later on down the line. But as I said, if he wants that change, the only countries that I could have seen at the time were England. That job has now been taken. As we know, Brazil, he's always had a soft spot for managing there, and Portugal as well. I think Brazil would probably be the one, even though it's probably not the most attractive option right now anyway. So maybe stay until the end of the World Cup and then obviously make your decision there. Who am I to advise Pep Guardiola on what he wants to do? He's going to do what he wants to do anyway. But what is your instant reaction to this massive news that Pep is staying for at least another year and then maybe another year on top of that? What is your instant reaction to that one? Let me know in the chat. City fans, get your comments down below. How happy are you, if there is any of you? Only a joke. And rival fans, what does this mean for your club as well? And are the two related? Is this the extension and the court case related? And will it give Man City a big boost going into the season from here on in? Let us know in the chat. Take care. We'll see you on the weekend preview tomorrow with myself. I can't wait.